Okay, we'll start the session. Okay, good evening, everyone. Right. So today we are going to discuss about databases. Now, database is a very important unit when you go through the past papers and all that. You can see there are like around 15 marks. MCQs around 5 marks you'll be getting, most probably. And another 10 marks will be getting from the essay type question. Other than that, sometimes you'll be getting questions from the first question. That means there are 10 parts of inside the first question. There you get some like 2 marks question from the database, right? When I go through the past papers, I saw them, right? Earlier, even you had the same way of like getting. Now, in this session, we are discussing after finishing the whatever the theory, we are discussing only 2019, 20, and 21 questions only. But you can try earlier papers like from 2007. O-level ICT came in 2007. So 2007 even databases were there. Excel was there, right? Programming was there, but programming something called Visual Basic was there. But now you have something called Pascal. So only few changes have done. So you can try those questions. If the way you are getting is a bit different because the paper setting panel is changing like around 4-5 years. Each 4-5 years they are changing. So because of that, they are changing the pattern of the questions. Getting question is a bit different, but still it is related to the syllabus, right? Okay, so we'll go to the databases. So when you take databases, you are learning practically Access. Access is the your software that you are learning when you are doing the databases, right? So here, when you take databases, you have something called flat file. Flat file databases are there. Relational databases are there, right? So when you take actually a flat file database means your data will be in one table. When you take a table as example, if you take student detail, so student ID I am going to record, student name, age, class, then I am going to put father name, mother name, address, and telephone number, right? Now suppose you have something called like this. Now if you try to record, now suppose in your school, and they want to record your details in each and every student, record their details in a database. Now, if they try to use flat file system, you have to record everything in a one day. Now, what is happening here? Student ID. Now, suppose in your from your place, three your brothers and sisters, 3 students are going to the same school. So your details will be different, age, class, and all that. But what will happen is father's name, mother's name, address, and telephone number. This is stuff. Are repeating. They are repeating, right? So same data you have to put several times. If you have 3 students from the same house, 3 times you have to put all these data, right? So it is it's a big problem. You have to you are wasting your memory, and it is difficult to find some details, right? So because of that, we move to the relational database. In relational database, what is happening? You can put these data in different tables, but you are going to link them together. As example, if I take the same example which I took earlier, student ID is there, name is there. You take age and class, right? So you are putting all these details, records like this. This is called student table, right? Student table. Then I am going to take another table for the parents. We take parent table, right? Here I am taking parent ID. We take father name, mother name, address, and telephone number, right? We take, right? Now, when you take, now we have 3:1, 001, 002, 003, right? Parent will take 100, 102, like that, 104. You have parents' details like this. Now, suppose all these three students are from the same place, same house, same parent. So now earlier what we did, we put all the details here. Now what I am going to do is I am going to take this parent ID on, and this parent ID I'll put into this table, parent ID, with that, right? Now what is happening? Now these three students are coming from the same place, same parents. So you have to put only the 100 number only. Now earlier what we did, we repeat all the data, father name, mother name, address, telephone number, everything. But here I am just taking only the parent ID and put it to the student table, right? So from this parent ID, it is creating a relationship. From this parent ID, it is creating a relationship. So I will tell you later what are the relationships and all that you have to you are learning here. Now this is called relation table. I think you can understand that what is relational table, relational database actually. Relational database. When you take database, you have so many tables are there. So all the tables are connected to each other, maybe to different several tables even. So that is called relational database. So by using the relational database, we can easily remove the duplicates actually, right? So other than that, now when you take this database relational thing, what is happening actually, by using that, you can remove most of the duplicates. That's the one thing, right? So that is called okay, right? Then I will tell you what are the, I'm going to share your textbook. Okay, now you can see your textbook also. So database concept is here. Now this relational database, you can understand when you take advantages of databases, you can see more efficient. Now these things can come for like MCQ, right? What are the advantage you can have while having a database? More efficient in retrieving information. Now that means you can find information quickly. Suppose you have something in your cupboard, right? You have everything in your cupboard. So I am asking you to find your ICT. Sometimes it is a bit difficult. For some of you, right? Not everyone, right? So advantage of having database, you can retrieve information quickly. So if you know the name, whatever the ID, you can find them quickly. Then easy to obtain copies, you can copy them in smaller physical space. That means you need to keep your data in your desktop or laptop. But suppose you have these old tubes and all that in your cupboards and all that, you need more space, right? You need more space, right? Then data can be shared, independence of data. That means your data is not depending with others, right? Then features of databases are there, like different database. Now this is what I told you, relational table. You are connecting, right? Then there are some something called data. Data inconsistency means, your data is, maybe now suppose here, your parents' detail, not here actually, in earlier one, that means flat file, when you take flat file and all that, your data is repeating, same data is repeating again and again. Now suppose one student's parent, they change the address. They change the address. But only one place you have changed, other places you haven't changed. So when you try to take the data of that particular student, parents' details are repeating two places, three places, and different addresses. So it is very difficult. That is called data inconsistency. But when you are having database, your data will be consistency, right? So minimizing data redundancy, the same data being saved in various tables can be reduced or prevented. So that is called data consistency. Then increase efficiency, accuracy will be increased, validity will be increased, right? So that means the data is valid data, right? Valid data. Okay. Then you have electronic and manual databases. Now, when you take manual data, means you are doing everything manual. Maybe you are keeping your data in a file. Maybe you are keeping your data in cupboards, right? So if you want to process, you are manually processing, right? So these are the things. Now I'm not going to discuss them, manual database and electronic databases, the differences. If you have the book, put a star there. Sometimes you'll be getting questions from this part also, right? So what are the differences? Yeah, here I am telling another one point which is not available in this table. When you consider about the flexibility of the database, flexibility. That means you can change according to your vision of that. Manual database has more flexible. They are more flexible. Why is that? You can change it without taking any others administration or any other privileges. You can do that. But when you take the electronic database, if you are trying to change something, you have to take the administrator privileges and you can't change as you want, right? But manual databases, you can change it easily. You can tear it off and throw it away. Those things can be happened. Well, electronic database security also high. Okay, then we'll go to the. I'm not going to take this as same example. You can go through it later. So I took these two tables. Now student table is there, parent table is there, right? When you take student table, you have student ID, name, age, class, all this stuff, right? Now parent ID, don't worry about at the moment. Parent ID, now just ignore that. You have these four. Now this type of this side you call field. This side you call record, right? So how many record I didn't write actually. 3 records are there. If I take how many fields are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. If you ignore whether it's PID, you have only 4 fields for this one. But if you take the table as whole, you have 5 fields. You can visible it, right? But here 3 records. Remember that. Now, when you take a table, now in your case, now you think about you. Now in your name, right? Now here you have so many names are there. Lalindu is there, right? Okay, now if I don't know your school even, okay, it doesn't matter. Now I am coming to a school and I'm asking from the gate, I need to meet Lalindu. Yeah, come on. Lalindu, right? So what will happen? Right? If I am telling, I just know only the name. So what will happen? Each and every Lalindu in your school, maybe small ones, big ones, logo aya, podi aya, ඔක්කොම මොකද වෙන්නේ gate එක ගාවට. So it is not possible to uniquely identify you by using your name, right? By using your name, right? So, but there are something in your school, in your records, something called student ID, that's admission number. Admission number is there. Each and every student is getting an admission number when you are admitting the school, right? So if I tell your admission number, I can find you easy. So student admission number is not repeating with anyone else in your school. So this admission number can be used to uniquely identify a record. Now this is a record, right? So if it is possible to identify a record uniquely, that is called primary key. That is called primary key. So I can take SID as primary key. Primary key. So this SID, because I want to tell this one, because this primary key can be somewhere else even. That means not the first column, because I saw some videos. Someone was teaching actually. The primary key is the first field. First field. So it cannot. There's no rule like that, right? There's no rule like that. Your primary can be primary key can be either second column, third column, last column. There's no specific place for that, right? But when you take a primary key rule is it should not duplicate. That means same ID cannot be had. That means no duplication. And you can't keep it blank. Now, when you take admission number, there's no student in your school without admission number. So you can't keep it blank. That's the first rule. Other one is it cannot be duplicated, right? Okay. Sometimes, suppose you don't have SID, admission ID, admission number is not there. Now, still you need to find out. Still you need to find out your record unique. That means you have to identify your record uniquely. But you don't have a specific primary key field. So now what we are going to do? Now as example, now you don't have a primary key admission number, but you say we'll take name. Name is there. Date of birth is there. Class. So I am taking these three together. Name you cannot find you definitely, right? Date of birth, your date of birth can be repeated in your same age, same class also it is repeating. But I am like guessing. I am guessing now here for the example. But when you are doing the questions, you can see it clear, right? So I am guessing that name, same date of birth, same class. Nobody is there repeating these three in the same place, same class, right? Class name එකයි, date of birth එකයි, නමයි. තුනම එකම විදිහට තියෙන තව ළමෙක් ඔයා class එකේ නැහැ කියලා මම assumption එකක් ගන්නවා as example, right? එතකොට now if you don't have a primary key, separate field name as a primary key, you can connect several fields together and create a primary key. So that is called composite key. That is called composite key, composite primary key. Same thing, right? Composite key, composite primary key, right? Now, if you don't have a specific fields to take as a primary key, you can join several fields together and create a primary key. That is called composite primary key. I think you can understand very clearly. Then there's another thing. Now, if your primary key, now when you take this table, this is a parent table, PID is the primary key. If your one table's primary key is repeating in another table, right? Now, this is the student table. Parent PID I have put in that table also. So this table's primary key PID, this table primary key is SID, but this table's primary key is repeating in another table. Why we are repeating it? To connect these two tables, to create a relation. This is called what? Foreign key. Right? This is called foreign key. Right? So if you can remember it very easily, if one table's primary key is repeating in another table, that is called foreign key. Right? So why we need that? To connect the tables. To connect the tables. Okay, now I think you can understand the keys. There are so many keys, but in your syllabus, you have this primary key, foreign key, and the composite key. Now I told you, now these two tables can be connected. So when you are connecting, you have three types of relationship. Right? First one is one-to-one relationship. That means if this table's one record is connecting with one record of another table. Now, as example, if you write president's name, all these president's name in a table. Then if you write the countries, right? Countries name, right? So each president is connecting with one country. Each president is connecting with one country. So these two tables you can tell one-to-one relationship, one-to-one relationship, right? Then you have something called one-to-many, one-to-many. When you take school table, different school, and we'll take teachers, we'll take student. Teachers ලා නම් සමහර ස්කෝල් එකේ තුනක වැඩ කරනවා නේ සමහර වෙලාවට එතකොට students ලාගේ නම් ටික අපි ලියමු, right? So when you take one school, there can be many students, right? So that is called, when you take school and student, අපි කියනවා one to many relationship, one to many relationship. So one school have many students, right? Now if you read it other way around, if you read it other way around, that means student and school. If you take student, several students are connecting with one. So you can read it that side many to one. So one to many and many to one can be changed according to the way you are reading the question. According to the rate. Now in your question, they are giving what is the relationship between school and student. So one to many. Student and school, many to one, even you can write, right? But it depends on the question. Then you have another thing called many to many. Now when you take student table, so there are several students. Then I am taking subject table. There are 9 subjects you are doing, right? So when you take one student, he is doing several subjects, right? When you take one subject, you take this one, it is learned by several students, right? So one student is learning several subjects. When you take one subject, is learned by several students. So this type of relationship is called many to many. So here even if you write M even okay, but don't write M and M. That is another story. That is another meaning is there. That means say number of records are equal. So don't worry about that. Don't I should not write this, right? And we are not on, right? So what does M to N hari, N to M hari ganna pulan? That is called many to many relationship. Many to many relationship, right? So I think you can understand the relationship now, right? Okay, then we'll go to data types, right? Data types. So you have different data types actually. One is if you are taking number data type, you can put integer and real. That means float and all the real numbers. That means decimal numbers actually. But if you take number as a data type, you will be getting marks, right? Then you have numbers. That means 100, 1,000 and 200, something like that. If you take 56.51, it's a number, but if you go in deep, it's a real or it's a decimal point, right? Then you have text. Text A, B, C is a text. If you have some, now here, most of the students are making mistake. If you take a telephone number, something like this, what will happen? You are starting with 0. If you are starting with 0, it is a definitely text. Data type is text. And other some admission numbers, even with the letter and something like that is also text. And other than that, like if you are taking something which you are not going to take for the calculation, that is also text, right? The text කියන එක බලන්න මේ විදිහට. Then you have currency. Currency එක කියන්නේ අපේ මුදල් වර්ගයක්. අපි දානවා rupees. 1,500 rupees. So this is coming under currency. Rupees currency. Then you have yes, no, or Boolean type. Right? Boolean type. True, false. Right? ඔව්ද නැද්ද වගේ meaning එකක් කියනකොට අපි කියනවා ඒක boolean or කියන එකට true false කියලා කියන boolean or true false, right? So those are the data types you have to learn here. That's another thing. Date of birth. If you take date of birth, you have date and time. So data type is date and time. If you take admission date, that is also date and time, right? If it is a date or if it is a time, definitely you have to go for date and time, data type, right? Okay. So I think we have discussed these data types. Okay. I will share again small exercise in your textbook. Maybe you have done this. There are field names and data types. Try to find out them. Okay, what you can take? Admission number. You can take number. Maybe now if you go through the your admission number, if you have a letter, definitely you have to go for text, right? Date of admission, date and time. Subject code, usually your subject code is what? Do you know that? 80. ICT wala subject code එක 80 කියන එක. එතකොට එකක් සමහරවට 80, if it is 80, you can take it as a number, but S80, Sinhala medium, E80, English medium, then it is a text. It depends on the data you are getting. For the exam, you will be getting what type of data and example, then you can decide. Doctor's fee එකක් currency. Department name text, number of passengers number. Is registered, yes or no? That is a true false or Boolean data type, yes, no data type, right? Okay, then you have these softwares and all that. I'm not going to talk about the softwares because you don't get a question from like, but you have to remember some examples for them. Now, usually you are using Access. That is the thing you are using, right? But other than that, what are the softwares you can use? Open Office Base and all this stuff. You have to, sometimes you'll be getting question from that one also, like writing some example, right? Then I will tell you something related to query, reports and all that also. Okay, right? So when you take Access, you have tables. Now you know table. What do you mean by table, right? What do you mean by table? Right now already you know that, right? So when you have a table, now this is everything in where? Database. Inside the database, you have table, right? So to put the data to the table, it is a bit difficult. Usually when you're doing practical data entering, it is difficult to put your data to the table. So to make it easier, you are using form, kind of a form. So if you take a form, something like this, right? So you have a drop-down list and all that. Now, if you want to change male, female, you are not going to type them. You can make it as a drop-down list, right? So that is called form. Easily you can enter it. Now you have several tables, right? Several tables. 1, 2, right? I need to find out student names from the student table who are coming from, we'll take Gampaha, right? Who is coming from Gampaha. So that means you are going to extract what you want from the database, right? From the table, you are going to extract what you want. So if you want to extract something, that means you have to give a condition. අපි හිතමු address එක ගම්පහ වෙන කට්ටිය, right? So that's called condition. So condition එකක් එක අපිට extract කරන්න අපි පාවිච්චි කරන්න tool එක තමයි query. To create a query, you can create from one table, or you can connect several tables together and create a query. That is possible, right? When you come to the question, you can understand this, how the questions has answers, what are the tables you have to connect, and all this stuff they ask, right? Then you have another thing called report. When you take report, that is used to present your data. Now, if you are presenting it, you cannot use this table form or query. It is like a proper manner. If you are going to present whatever your data, that can be done by using reports. So these are the, now I went through quickly. Now this is a bit like taking some times to teach everything, but I think these are the essential things that you should know, right? I told only the essential thing. Now already you have learned this stuff, right? Getting anything in school or in classes for anything. But I am like brushing your knowledge, and this is the essential thing that you should know, right? Now, if you know this stuff, definitely you can go for question. Okay, then we'll go to the question. Mama share karanna. Okay, this is I extracted from 2019. Now you can see there are 4 MCQ questions from the 2019 paper. So try to find out the answer quickly. Then I'm going to discuss them. Balan. Okay, we'll see MCQs. Question 21 to 24 are based on the following party. partly are shown database table that are used to store data about books, student and books reserved by student in a school library. Contain the details of books and whether each book is reserved or not. Book table. Student table contain details of all students in school and whether each student is a library member or not. Table reservation contain details about books reserved by student. Then asking how many fields are there in the student table. Now when you take a student table, this is a student table, right? How many fields? Now I told field means how many columns you have. So how many columns you have? Oh, very easy question. But you should not confuse with columns and rows. Columns means field, rows mean records. Remember that. What would be the example of a foreign key in the database? Now, when you take primary keys, now you can see this is the primary key of book table. Now, student, when you take student ID, now see, student ID is the second field. It's the second field, not the first field all the time. It is the primary key of the student table. When you take reservation table, you have student ID coming from here and book ID is coming from this table, right? So here, what would be the example of a foreign key? So foreign key, I told you, if one table's primary key is repeating in another table, that is called foreign key. Now book ID is there in the reservation table. So that's a foreign key. Student ID is coming from the student table. That is again foreign key. Two foreign keys are here. But according to the answers, book ID in reservation table is there. Make up the grade is in the student table. The reserved date title. When you take reservation table, what is the primary key of that table? When you take reservation table, now you identify what is the student ID and book ID are foreign key. Now I am asking what is the primary key of reservation table. Now can you take student ID as a primary key? No, because same student can be repeated. Book ID can you take as a primary key? No, book ID also can be repeated. But when you take student ID and book ID together, that is not repeating. This is called primary key. That is actually composite primary key. Composite primary key. You will be getting question that part later, right? Okay, we'll go to next question. What is the title of the book? Reserved by Kumar. Reserved by Kumar. Now you are taking Kumar. Where's Kumar? Here he is there, right? Then you are taking, what is his ID? 1002. 1002 is connecting here, right? You have to look like this. Then 1002, what is the book he has taken? B0001. So you are taking it to here. So what is the books he has taken? Reserved true, right? What is the book he has taken? Effective right. Right? Next one, a student gets the library membership and reserves a book. What table need to be updated for this purpose? Now, new student is coming. That's what they're telling. New student is coming and taking the membership and taking a book. So when after taking the membership, what will happen? This library membership should become true. That means student table should be updated. Right? Student table should be updated. Then what? He is going to reserve a book. Right? Gets a library membership and reserve a book. Right? So when you are reserving book, according to his student ID, whatever the book should be updated. That means reservation table also should be updated because reserve date and everything you have to put. Reservation table also you have to be updated. Then, do you need to update book table? Yes. Why is that? because if the book is reserved, here also you have to make it true. So all three tables should be updated. So fourth answer. Fourth answer. Okay, then we'll go to the, that you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4 questions has come in 2019. And the big question from the essay type. Okay, I will give only few minutes. I'm not going to give much time. So try to find out them quickly. Okay, we'll go through quickly. Write down the primary key of the team table. Now, when you take team table, you can see T1, T2, team table here, right? When you take team table, team ID is not repeating. Other things are actually repeating. Repeating data is given to you all to make it easy. So your primary key is team ID. Now, when you are writing this, some student we have seen, you will be not getting the marks if you make any mistake of spelling, right? Case it will be okay. Case will be okay, but try to write the same thing that you can see from the table. So team ID you have to write as it is, right? If you keep some spaces and all this stuff, you don't get mark. If you make any mistake in spelling, you don't get marks. So remember to put them correctly. Remember to put them correctly. Next one, we'll go to the next one. Write down the possible primary key available in the player table. So player table is this one, right? So what is the primary key? Primary keys kila ahana, the primary keys kila. Possible primary key. So can't you take player ID? It is not repeating. You can take player ID. So what else you can take? Student ID is it repeating? No. That also you can take, right? So player ID and student ID, you have to write both. දෙකම ලිව්වොත් තමයි ඔයාලා ලකුණු හම්බෙන්නේ. Play ID and student ID. Next one. Third question. Sorry, second question. Which table needs to be updated to accommodate the following changes? Kakkenama. New student PL Alvis, student ID දීලා තියෙනවා, is admitted to the school and joined the under 17 cricket team. So the under 17 cricket team කියන එක, it is available, right? මේ under 17 cricket team කියන එක team එකේ තියෙනවා. So no need to put that data. එහෙනම් ළමෙක් ආවහම එයාව දාන්න ඕනේ නම් අලුතෙන් PL Alvis එයාව දාන්න ඕනේ මේක. Then you have to connect team එකයි play එකයි, you have to connect with the join year. So this one also you have to update. එහෙනම් ඔයාලා your answer will be player table and player team. So when you are writing the player team, you have to write with this hyphen, sorry, not hyphen, underscore. You have to write with the underscore. Otherwise, you don't get marked. That means you haven't identified the table correctly. You don't get marks. So the exact spelling is important, right? Then part B, which table need to be updated to make Nimal Fernand to the captain? Under 19 football team. Under 19 football team. So Nimal Fernand is there. Mulim balan Nimal Fernand innawada kiyala. Here. Nimal Fernand. Me antimata inne. Then check whether you have under 19 volleyball. That is also there. ඒකත් අපිට තියෙනවා. නම් මෙයාව assign කරගන්න විතරයි ඕනේ. So you can make the player team table. You can make the player team table. Sorry, not the player team table. Here, captain ID. You have to put the captain. You have to make it his captain of the under 19. Sorry, right? Captain of the under 19. So you are now your play is there. His join date also here, right? So you have to make him captain by giving his ID here. So your answer should be team table. Team table. He's there. He's already a member of this player team, right? So no need to update that one. You have to update only team table. Team table. Then we'll go to the next one. Write down the new record to be added to the relevant tables for the changes mentioned in part 2, earlier one, that what we discussed. Use the format, table name and field. So you can give the table name and whatever the data that is possible. Otherwise, what you have to do? You have to write all these field names. Under that, you have to write the data. But here, no need to do like that. You can put the table name, within bracket, you can put the data. So what should be first? පළවෙනි එක මොකක්ද එහෙනම් එන්නේ? අපි කතා කරා player table have to be updated, right? Player table have to update. එතකොට ඒක මොනවාද? what are the data? player කියලා දැම්ම within bracket P1120, right? P1120 you can make. It's given in the question. Player P1120. Then comma PL comma Alvis. PL comma Alvis. His student ID also given here. See, student ID is 4205. 4205. Then player team also you have to update now. So team ID should be T2. Team ID is T2. Player ID now we have put P1120. and he is joining 2019. It is also given in the question. You have to go through the question very carefully. 2019. Okay, then next one, to make Shehan Almeida as a captain. I told you how to make the team table. What you have to give there. Sorry, part B. Nimal Fernando is appointed the captain of the under-19 volleyball. Right? In 2019, sorry, other record, another question, right? In 2019, the school started under 17 football team ID T7, and appoint Shane Almeida as the captain. Write down the new record to be added to the relevant table for the above changes. Use format, same format. School start under 17 football team. Now you don't have football here, so definitely you have to change the table team and appoint Shane Almeida. Check whether he's there. Yeah, he is there, so you can make it him as a captain. So what are the currently playing in under 17 cricket team also note එකක් දීලා තියෙනවා, right? Okay, so what are the table you have to update? එකක් තමයි team table එක. ඒතකොට team table එකේ T7 කියලා දැම්මා. It is given. Then football under 17 Almeida is there in P1005. You can give those data. Team within bracket T7, football under 17 U17 P1005. Then you have to make the player team also, because it is given. It is starting in 2019. So you have to make it. That also you have to update. Player team T7 P1005 2019. Then fourth question, which tables are to be joined to write a query to find the name of under 19 cricket captain? Under 19 cricket captain. So under 19 is there. If I go to the under 19 cricket here, P1002. So he's the Raj, right? So you need to update, link player table and team table. Player table and team table. Yes, so should we write the updated record also along with the field name? Yes, it should happen. But here they are asking, now there are some tables were updated, several tables, but they are asking only few. So you have to write in the first part. We have to write only first two tables, right? So when you are writing the tables, now usually what you are doing, you have to put, as example, I will take only one. If I take team, player team, you have to put team ID, player ID, like that. You have to write all the field names, right? Yes, here join, like this, and you have to type here whatever the data, updated data, right? Like this. But in this question, it is given, you don't want to do like that. You can put just the table name as example, player. Within bracket, ඔයාගේ update වෙච්ච මොන හරි records ටික ඔය විදිහට කමා දාලා දුන්නා. No need to write the field names in that case. If they are asking you to just write the updated record, definitely you have to use this method of here, this one, right? But if they are asking to get given the, if they are giving the format, we have to adhere with this, that one. No, they are not asking the field name. You have to put them in the correct order. If you make the order, you don't get the field name on the format right? In the question, it is given the format. When make a format right? So this is the format. Table name. Update record change mention write down the new record. So format table name. Field 1 field 1 make field 2 make field 3 make. If you change the order, you don't get marks. Why? Field name I think you got that, yes, right? So if you make that, like, if you jumble this data, Mulimadano play ID, it was done year join name. You don't get marks. Dan Harrieta order, right? Okay. Then we'll go to the next part. We are 2020. MCQ keep write out quickly. First question, which of the following are considered as advantage of smaller physical space? Easy to obtain copies, okay. More efficient in retrieving, that means you can retrieve data quickly. All ABC. So 19 to 21, based on the following database table. Author, books and books written by author. What would be the primary key of author book table? What will be the primary key of author book table? So what is the primary key there? Author book here. Now you can see author ID is coming from here. Make a foreign key separately. Book ID is coming from here. Foreign key. Make repeat. Primary key. Now this is repeating. That's repeat. Make primary key. B003. I repeat. And may connect. We are connecting both together. 1004 B02. 1004 B02. So you can make the composite primary key through this one. So your answer will be author ID plus book ID. That's the composite primary key. Consider following statement. Author ID in the author table is a foreign key. Author ID in the author table. Is it a foreign key? No, that is wrong. It's a primary key. Author ID in the author book table. Foreign key. Repeating in another table. Book ID in the book table. Primary key. That is also correct. B and C on. Okay. Then 21 question. Who is the author of the book title Mathematics with Fun? එහෙනම් අපි බලාගෙන යනවා Mathematics with Fun කියන්නේ Mathematics with Fun B01. එතකොට B01 කියන එක අපි හොයාගෙන යනවා මෙන්න මෙයා. එයා කවුද ලියලා තියෙන්නේ 1005 ලලිත් විජේනායක. Fourth answer. Very easy. You can find it. මේ questions අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම කරගන්න වරද්දන්න නැතුව. Right. Okay. AK second part. Now see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 MCQs and 2 marks from the structure question. Okay, yara. First question එකෙන් උත් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා part එක. See? අන්න සමහර වෙලාවට මම කිව්වේ ඒකයි. ඒකිනුත් අපේ බලන වෙලාවල් answers ගන්න වෙලාවල් තියෙනවා. Okay, we'll go through that one also. How to find out the answer. So in that question, asking, consider partly shown purchase table, database table listing the purchase date and quantities of the different items purchased by the different identification number of items, date of purchase, manufacturer, identification number of supplier, number of items. Write down the number of fields and records in the about table. So number of field columns 1, 2, 3, 4. Number of rows. Are you going to take number of records? Are you going to take this one? Record එකක් විතර ගන්නවද මේක? නෑ, it's a field name. ඒක record එකක් නෑ. එතකොට මේක 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 and 5 should be the answer. 4 and 5. Then කවුරු හරි ලිව්වොත් 5 and 4 මමත් ඒකම නිසා ලියලා තියෙන්නේ. ඇයි මට ලකුණු නෑ. ඔයගොල්ලන් ලකුණු දෙන්නේ නෑ. හරි. අහන order එකට answer එක දෙන්න ඕනේ. Right? So they are asking the order 4 fields and 5 records. කවුරු හරි දෙක මාරු කරලා ලියනවා නම් ඔයගලන්ට වචනෙත් එක ලියන්න ඕනේ. record කියලා දැම්ම ඉස්සරහින් 5. field කියලා දැම්ම ඉස්සරහින් 4. එහෙම දැම්මේ නැත්නම් you don't get the marks. ඒක මතක තියාගන්න අනිවාර්යයි. Then second one. Write down the most suitable data types for purchase date and quantity. So purchase date එක දැක්කම ඔයගලන්ට පේනවා date එකක්. එහෙනම් අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තා date and type. Date and type. Purchase date එකට date and type. Quantity number. Quantity number. So අපිට date and time comma number කිව්වොත් you will be getting marks. But if you mix them number මුලින් දාලා you don't get marks. If you want to mix them you have to write the question එක දීලා. ඒ කියන්නේ purchase date කියලා දැම්ම ඉස්සරහින් දැම්ම date and time, then quantity in front of that you can put number. එහෙම අනිවාර්යෙන් දාන්නම ඕනේ. Otherwise you don't get marks. ගොඩක් ළමයි ඔය mistakes කරන නිසා තමයි that they cannot go for a that expected result. යන්න බැරි හේතුව. ගොඩක් ඒ වගේ ගැටලු තියෙනවා. Right? Okay. අපි බලමු එහෙනම් big question. That question. Give sometimes. Try. Okay, first question. Supervisor ID is a foreign key of supervisor project table. When a supervisor project table, supervisor ID is a primary key of this one. Make a calling method, foreign key. Proof. Project ID is a primary key of supervisor project table. Project ID is a primary key. No, primary key is here. Project table make it's a foreign key. And make a false. False. Very easy. Next one. Which table need to be updated to accommodate the following changes? Right? Following changes. Anura Vijayanayak. Anura Vijayanayak is there. S04 Anura Vijayanayak is there. Right? Yeah, you can see. Right? Anura Vijayanayak is assigned as a supervisor for the project P02. Project P02 here. And the table update only this supervisor project table. It is there, project also there. You need to update of only supervisor project table. Supervisor project table. Next one. A new supervisor, Pradeep Disanayak. Supervisor table update. Supervisor ID is given. Join the Department of Chemistry and was assigned as a supervisor for an ongoing project ID P003. Right? This project is there. And supervisor's table should be updated and he is assigned to new project. So supervisor project should be updated. So those two tables should be updated. Right? Okay. Then third question. On 15/9/2020, the university started a new project ID P006. And project project table update with Mohammed Naswar. Mohammed Naswar is there. No need to update that one. And Raj Selvam. Raj Selvam is also there. Supervisor. An amount of 11,000 is allocated for each supervisor. Write down the new records to be added to the relevant tables for the above change. Use that format. Format now, the project table should be updated. And P006. Date 15/9/2020 within bracket date. That's enough. There are supervisor project also should be updated. S02. S02 can pay Mohammed Naswar. Project ID you have to give P006. 11,000. His allowance will be 11,000. Again, you have to write because Raj also is coming. S03. P006. Again, 11,000. That two records you have to update. So, table you need to write two records. So, if you have written like this way, even you will be getting marks. I can supervisor ID, project ID, and allowance scale of field name after writing all three field names. If you can write two records one after another, that is also possible. You will be getting marks. Come table record you don't get marks. Okay, mistake, simple mistake, don't do them. Then next one. What are the most suitable table to be joined to write a query to find the department names of the supervisors who supervise the project P01? And P01 method. Yeah, department ID S02 ඒකෙන් මෙහෙම ගියාම එයාගේ department එක chemistry කියලා you can find him without connecting to the project table. Very easy. So your answer should be a supervisor table and supervisor project table. Supervisor table and supervisor project table. That's all. Right? Okay, we'll go to the last question. That is from 2021. Okay, try the MCQs. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 MCQs. Most of the time you will be getting 4 pages. Okay, we'll go to the MCQs. First one. Which of the following statements are correct regarding relational database? We discussed what is relational database very clearly. I think you can understand. A record is a collection of fields. When you take record, now this is a record. I will take this example, this table in the record. It's a row. So record එක හැදිලා තියෙන කොහොමද? මේ subject ID, subject name, teacher name කියන තුනෙන් තමයි this record as composed. So record is a collection of fields. Fields ගොඩක් එකතුවක්. That is correct. Table is collection of records. Now when you take subject table, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 records. Collection of record. That is also correct. A relational database is a collection of table. I told you inside the database we have tables, forms, queries, and reports. So collection of table is going to become a database. So all ABC, both answers. Then 17. So it is given from these three tables. What would be the primary key of the enroll table? Now go to the enroll table. This is the enroll table. Student ID is coming from this one. It's a foreign key. Subject ID is coming from this. It's a foreign key. But connecting those two foreign keys, you can create student ID and subject ID. You can create a composite primary key. So fourth answer. Fourth answer. Next one. What would be the foreign key in the database? So you can take either enroll table, subject ID is also foreign key, enroll table, student ID also foreign key. So according to the answers, you can take subject ID in the enroll table. Both are foreign keys, right? Both are foreign keys, but you have only one answer here. You don't have student ID enroll table. That is not given. So subject ID from the enroll table is given. So you take it as an answer. The 19. Shane dropped the geography subject. Yeah, Shane can call them here. Geography is here, right? He dropped the geography subject and enrolled for the political science subject. Which tables need to be updated for this purpose? So the Shane also here. Subject එකක් තියෙනවා. geographic තියෙනවා political උත් තියෙනවා. Do you need to update them? No, it's there. එහෙනම් ඔයාට කරන් තියෙන්නේ ෂේන් කියන්නේ 1004 කෙනා අරගෙන එයාගේ subject ID එක change කරන එක විතරයි. Right? So you have to update only enroll table. You have to update only enroll table. Right? So those are the answers for the MCQ. So we'll go to the last question. Second part, big question. Okay, try to find out the answers quickly. Okay, we'll go through. Following are the partly shown database table that are used to store the details about food items, purchase and suppliers of a school canteen. The canteen sells food items which are purchased from the supplier. So table item contain data of the items available in the canteen with their selling price in rupees, contain data of the purchasing price of items from different supplier. Note that a particular food that can be purchased from many suppliers. Remember that. Then table supplier contain data about supplier. Write down the primary key of the purchase table. So when you take the purchase table, you have item IDs coming from the item table, supply ID coming from the supply ID. So your answer should be item ID plus supply ID. Now when you are writing, if you want, I can show it in the market scheme, right? So I have the market scheme with me now, right? So here they are telling exact spelling is required, including underscore sign. That means if you, when you're writing the primary key, if you miss this underscores, you don't get marks, right? You don't get marks. Remember that, right? So මේ වගේ චූටි mistakes ළමයි ගොඩක් කරලා they are not expert. Now you, after finishing, you think, okay, I have done it properly, I have done well, I should get A. But if you made this kind of mistake, definitely your marks will be deducted, right? So you can write the answer item ID plus supply ID for the first answer. Write down the foreign key in the purchase table. So when you take the purchase table, you can take them separate. Item ID, or you can take supply ID. Don't put plus mark. The අපි primary key ගන්නේ item ID plus supply ID both together. නැත්නම් ඔයා කියන්න ඕනේ both item ID and supply ID together. නැත්නම් combination of item ID and supply ID. But when it comes to the foreign key, you are writing only item ID or supply ID. ඉතන බලන්න foreign keys කියලා අහන්න. ඉතන foreign key නෙවෙයි keys. ඒතර ඔයා දෙකම කියන්න ඕනේ. Then only you get the full marks. And then only you get the full marks. Then which table need to be updated to accommodate the following? First one is asking the supplier S004 is here. Change his location. Rajikil. So you have to update only supplier table. You can update right? Then the canteen decided to increase the selling price of the fish roll to 80 rupees due to 10 rupees price increase by the supply. Decided to increase the selling price. Now selling price is there. Fish roll. 70 ke 80 karena make update when on. Item table should be updated. So then what will happen? Due to 10 rupees price increase by the supplier. Supplier මොකද කරලා තියෙන්නේ? එයා increase කරපු නිසානේ එයා කරන්නේ. So what you have to do? You have to update the person, not the supplier table. You don't have anything. Now purchasing price is there for the fish roll F002. It's not given here, but you have to update the purchase price. That means purchase table also you have to update. You have to update purchase table also. So those are the two tables. Then asking a new supplier. Kamal, supply ID S008. He's not there. Definitely you have to update that, no? From Vellavat, start supplying vegetable rolls. Vegetable rolls. It is given by another supplier. Don't worry about that. It is given actually by the Shane, but doesn't matter, right? Roll to the school canteen for 50 rupees. Write down the new records to be added to the relevant tables for the above changes. Use the table name with the field like that, the earlier format. So what is the one is supplier table. What are the data you have to put? S008 is Kamal. The location should be Vellavatta. Within bracket you have to put supplier. Then within bracket you have to put S008 Kamal and Vellavatta. Then what? You have to take the purchase table also. Purchase table also. What is the data? F004. That is F004 means vegetable roll. S008, your purchase price is 50. So you are not going to update this one because selling price is not updating. Item name also there, vegetable roll, Kamal vegetable roll and Shane vegetable. There's no such a name there. Item name, vegetable roll is there. No need to update that one. You update කරන්නේ නැහැ. F004, S008, 50. Update වෙන්න ඕනේ. Last question. What are the appropriate tables to join to write a query to find the names of the supplier who supply fish rolls to the canteen? Canteen එකට fish rolls දෙන්න. එතකොට ඔයා බලනවා fish roll කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ? මෙතන. F002. මේකෙන් බලාගෙන යනවා F002 කොහේ හරි මෙහෙ මෙතන නෑ දාලා data එකක් දාලා නෑ මේ කොහේ හරි තියෙන්න ඕනේ අනිවාර්යයෙන් right කොහේ හරි F002 තියෙන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ඒක අපි තුන් මේ දෙන්න කියලා. දැන් අපි F001 කියලා ගත්තොත් මේ සප්ලයර්ස්ලා මොකද වෙන්නේ? කවුද සප්ලයි කාර්ය? F00 මේකටත් ආයි වෙනවා ආයි මෙයාටත් ඔය වගේ වෙනවා. So you need to find out the item name through the item table. Then from the purchase table you have to find out the supplier ID. From the supplier ID only you can find out the supplier name and his detailed location and all that. So you need to update all three tables. If you can write all three tables, that you are getting marks. Or you have to write all table names, item, comma, purchase, comma, supply. Now if you think now okay I wrote only one or I wrote only two. out of 3 ඔයා 3ක් ඕනේ මම ලියලා තියෙනවා 2ක් මට ලකුණු භාගයක් විතර වගේ දෙයි නේද you don't get any marks ඔයාට මේකේ ලකුණු දෙන්නේ either 2 marks or 0 ඒ කියන්නේ when you need to take 3 tables if you take 1 table or 2 tables name you don't get any half marks there right that means you should understand you need to if you want to get this query you need to connect all 3 tables table 3ම update මේ link කරන්න ඕනි කියන එක ඔයා ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක නිසා you don't get the partial marks from there, right? Okay, I think we have done the database part very quickly, but I think this is quite enough for you to like now you have learned something, and we are not discussing any like other gossips and all that. So we are doing all the subjects. So it is enough for you to understand this. If you want, you can go through the video again and again. You can understand those stuff. So next day I thought of starting the programming part. So, but for the programming, I'm not going to like rushing it up because most of the students have sent me the message like it is the most difficult part in your syllabus. So I'm going to start from the flowchart, pseudocode, then for the Pascal part also, right? So, okay, then I will meet on another day. So thank you very much and have a nice day.